at Oracle. Those are all bad signs which lead to tonight. So the point is, Toronto can't feel too awful about what happened in game 2. They cut the deficit all the way to 2 points. They didn't get blown out.
No.
They didn't get decisively handled. They cut it to 2 with 26 seconds left, right?
Yes.
And if the two-way superstar for the Toronto Raptors, if number 2 had intercepted the desperate, awful pick-6 pass that Steph just flung up into the air.
Well, he traveled. The last 2-minute report, which you love, said he traveled before that.
Okay, but that was well before that.
Exactly.
When he was trapped.
So he shouldn't even had an opportunity.
Shuffled his pivot foot a little bit, but when does that ever get called in any game in the NBA?
Did it happen?
But by the letter of the law, it happened. But what also had just happened previous to that was what I told you the next day had happened, that number 2 drove and DeMarcus Cousins reaches in and clean swipes the ball right out of his hand, and the whistle blows, and Steph grabs the basketball and throws it up into rafters, and it results in 3 quick points because he made his 3 free throws that they did not deserve. Right?
Free throw shooter in the playoffs.
Okay, so that game would have been over at that point. That ends the game right there.
Maybe.
If he does, well, no, it just definitely does. Okay, so remember, if he intercepts the pick-6 pass and goes the other way and dunks it and wins it, then we're having a whole different conversation.
Right.
And by the way, I'm going to say it one more time. If number 2 hadn't played like number 2 down the stretch, as in doo-doo, as in number 2 doo-doo, that's what he was. He was doo-doo.
He had 6 points in the fourth quarter.
And he shouldn't have had those 3. And in the first 3 that he got was on an and one in which he just clearly charges. It's offensive foul. It's elbow to the chest of Draymond and another elbow into Bogut. Yep. He knocked them both down like bowling pins and got away with it and came down flat-footed and traveled and then threw it up off the glass.
He put the ball up before he came down.
He didn't deserve any of those points. And yet, what did he do down the stretch? He played 8 minutes, 0 for 3 from 3, and in the last minute 30, 0 for 2 from 2 because he missed 2 9-foot jumpers, and he had the crucial turnover at 2:18. If you're that guy, if you're that superstar, you get that game literally home. And you know what? We're having a very different conversation because Golden State is fighting out of an 0-2 hole.
I'll give you this. He hasn't shot the ball well in the first 2 finals games, but he's still finding a way to impact the game by getting to the foul line. I'll give you that. I'll concede that. Some of these shots will start to fall. He's too good of a player to shoot this poor from the field. So I'm not concerned about Kawhi Leonard. Who I am concerned about is Kyle Lowry.
Okay, speaking of Kyle Lowry, I'm here to predict right here, right now, he's going to have a good game tonight. Kyle Lowry.
Gooder than what? How many points?
Well,
15 more?
20. He'll score 20 points. He'll have that kind of game. He'll make, I might even give him 4 threes tonight because Kyle Lowry always says, I play better on the road. I don't know why he does, but he's one guy who does play better away. And I think the pressure will be a little bit off him tonight because they're out from under a Toronto crowd that has mixed emotions about Kyle Lowry. We're going to talk about DeMar DeRozan a little bit later in the show. But
why they got mixed emotions about him?
Because that 1-2 punch has gotten them punched right in the gut again and again in big postseason games. Those 2 guys have come up small again and again and again. Oftentimes against your man, LeBron James. They just genuflect. They just drop to their knees and say, we are not worthy of you.
Isn't that what teams did to your Bulls? They genuflect? Talk about Mike.
What are we talking about? We're talking about the Raptors right now, and you're trying to compare them to the Bulls?
Well, guess what? DeMar DeRozan isn't there. Kyle Lowry isn't their best player.
But he represents the awful past, all the misery of the past. And when he's at home, I think he crumbles under the onslaught of pressure that he feels.
Well, it should be that, Skip. I mean, they're in the NBA Finals. All should be forgotten.
Okay. I'm just saying, when you get him out of there and get him to Oracle, he's a bulldog. He plays hard-nosed defense, and he can make big shots when he feels comfortable and gets
here's the thing. I'm not questioning how hard he plays, but he needs to play smarter. He had 5 fouls in game 1. He fouled out in game 6.
Frustration.
Yeah, you can't. Skip, you can't do that in these moments.
Okay, he's not that guy either. He's not a team carrier. But he has made all-star teams before. So, he's got the ability to have a good game, and he's going to have a good game. Siakam will have a much better game.
I hope so.
Okay, Gasol will have a much better game.
I hope so,
too, okay? And the guy, I'm actually defending number 2 right now because you can't play worse than he played down the stretch. You cannot. So I'm saying he's going to have a good game. I'm predicting right now, number 2 is going to rise and shine on the road at Oracle.
Skip, the man is averaging 31 points a game. What you mean you're going to have a good game?
It's those empty stats.
No, ain't no empty.
Stats.
Ain't no empty.
It's LeBron James Memorial.
Don't do
Fox
that. Don't
score.
do that.
It
Don't
is,
do that.
because you got to look at what happens down the stretch.
Yeah,
I just detailed for you what happened.
I saw a buzzer beater down the stretch.
Yeah. The luckiest shot in the history of the NBA playoffs.
I saw him knock the MVP from 2019, the guy that's going to win the MVP. I see him knock him out of the playoffs.
The most overrated superstar in the playoffs?
I don't know anything about him being overrated or underrated.
You do know.
I just know Kawhi Leonard put that thing on him.
Okay. And remember, this could, if Klay can't go, and again, if he does try to play, he's going to be all offense and little defense, because you know and I know you can control your movements on offense and you can't control on defense. You have to react instead of proact.
Exactly.
So Klay can kind of cut as best he can, controlling his hamstring off picks. But then on the other end, do you think they're going to assign him again to number 2 like they did the other night? Nope. So I think that's a break for number 2. I don't think he'll have. And Iggy, I'm going to say this again. He turned his ankle when he ran into right before he just bashed
on the pick.
Yeah, when he got concussed. Right?
Yeah.
He turned his ankle, so he's got a calf, an ankle. He's probably still a little woozy from the. Yeah, he's got Achilles. He's got everything going on. So it's going to be him on number 2. Limited, or will they try Draymond a little bit? Draymond can't really cover him on.
Try anybody you like.
Okay.
We're going for 35.
Okay, well, who are you picking now? Are you ready to switch?
I'm telling you, no, I want him to go for 35.
Okay.
So you won't have anything to come in here and talk about
Well,
tomorrow.
I just predicted he was going to have a big game. I don't know if I'm going to go, I'll go 35. Sure.
But this is what I don't understand.
That's about his average.
Why you want to pick his team? You dislike him so much.
I told you, Golden State in 7. It's in concrete in my notes. I don't waver. I don't flip. I don't even flop.
Me either.
Yeah.
I picked the Warriors.
Yeah. I gave you flip-flops because you deserve them.
But if I get breaking news, I reserve the right.
Yep.
Skip, Vegas will let you do that. They'll let you pull your money if an injury happens in a fight. You bet something like, I want my money back.
Okay. Well, I think my money is going to be on Nick Nurse tonight, because he is impressing me more by the game. And it was amazing to me that he said yesterday that down the stretch of game 2, maybe at that 8-minute mark, when it looked like no Klay was going to return,
Right.
he just called his team together in the huddle and he said, hey, I got an idea. You guys know what a box and one is? They go, no, nobody knew what a box and one. Well, here's how you do it. You got 4 guys, and he said, we'll take 2 guys and put them at the rim, and we'll put 2 guys out front, and then we'll have Van Vliet. Freddie, you'll just chase Steph. You'll just face guard him the whole way, okay? And they bought it, but he left it up to his team.
Right.
Have you ever heard a coach say, what do you guys think about this? And finally, it was up to Kyle Lowry, kind of the leader or the elder statesman, to say, you know what? I kind of like the idea of it. I've never tried it before, but I kind of like the idea.
Right.
Steph Curry didn't even get a shot up in the last 8 minutes. In the fourth quarter, he went 0 for 0 and 0 for 0 from the free throw line.
Well, that works really well, that box and one, Skip, if you don't have another shooter on the court. You got Klay Thompson.
That's what I'm saying, but if he's limited minutes tonight, okay, I think we'll see box and one, and I think it will work. Yeah. And Draymond, what did he say? I'll
slice it up.
Dice it up, or what, right? Okay, I'm sure they practiced against it the last couple of days, but I think it worked, and I think it will continue to work, and I think it'll be a decided advantage. And I love Steve Kerr. He's pushed a lot of nice buttons too. But both the coaches have done very well. But I think Nick Nurse has shown me this stage is not too big for him. So I say his team, which is the best defensive team in basketball, at least in the playoffs, I say they win 115 to 110 tonight.
But you know what? You can be the best coach when you got the best player in the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
That number 2 is special.
Really?
Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
He's special.
Boy, he was special the last 8 minutes. I got to tell you.
You know what? So that's all we're going to talk about the last 8 minutes. Now, when he dropped, I want you to remember this. Now, when he dropped by 14 in the fourth quarter, I want you to come out here and give him credit tomorrow.
I will give him credit because I'm predicting it right now. Whatever it takes to win this game, he and they will do it. He's going to need help. Yeah. He and they. He and they. He's going to have help. I think Kyle Lowry will come up big in the fourth.
Well, I hope so.
It's about Van Vliet. Van Vliet is the closer for this team. We know it.
Don't you think it would be about time that Kyle Lowry showed up?
Okay, I just told you he was. I'm predicting. I'm out front of it.
And then, and what about those 6 points? Oh, you love the 6 points that Marc Gasol gave you against in game 6.
Told you.
Oh, he gave you 6 points. Oh, that was the biggest 6 points you'll ever see.
I think I'm scaring the hell out of you over there because you know I'm on the right side of this. Let's see. I picked Toronto in game 1. That's right. I picked Golden State in game 2. That was really right. And now I've got Toronto.
You
in
got
game
lucky
3.
in game 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I picked the score. I was right on the score in game 1.
I got lucky. I lost Klay Thompson with 8 minutes left. Is that luck?
That's what I'm saying. You got lucky. That's why you won. You got lucky.
I lost Kevon Looney for the whole game, basically. Was that lucky?
And you were supposed to lose.
Okay.
Lose Klay, lose
I was so lucky that the guy I was betting 3 cases of Diet Dew on, Steph Curry, I said he was the guy who had to bring it home. He scored 0 points in the last 8 minutes of the game.
Just his presence.
0. Okay,
Just his
so how lucky was it? Does that sound like luck? Does that add
you'll be
up to
unlucky
luck?
tonight. You'll be unlucky tonight.
Okay, because?
I'm taking Steph.
Okay,
Steph.
all right, okay. I don't love Steph with the pressure on.
Look,
this is too much pressure.
Like I said, I just believe Klay will play, and he'll play well enough. And Draymond has been unbelievable. I can see another triple-double for Draymond. And Boogie just needs to give them what he gave them on Sunday.
Okay, I'm sure he will, but I just don't know if his wind isn't up to another 28 minutes. That's a lot to ask of him.
Well, he's had a couple of days off. He should be. Now, you should be concerned with that on Friday if he has to play 28, 30 minutes tonight.
I give you the right now to change your pick.
Nope, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it right now.
You can have number 2 right now. He's the quote-unquote best player in the... Maybe he's the best player on the planet.
You don't need to use quote.
Quote-unquote.
He is.
You can have him right now if you want him. Going once.
Say it again.
Going
Kawhi
twice.
is the best player in the playoffs.
No.
It is. No. Who is better?
I don't know. You got to do better than what you just did. I think Klay Thompson's going to be the MVP of this.
Me too.
Of this finals. Really?
Me too.
Wow. I got a vote of confidence.
No. They were going to let that happen. The voters ain't going to let Steph lose another one.
Okay.
And Shannon, don't forget you promised a costume if Kawhi has at least 30 or more.
He going to get it.
Wait, this would really mix your emotions. I don't know if you can costume me tomorrow if you pick Golden State right now.
Yeah.
You could switch.
No, I'm
you
not
want to take
switching.
Toronto so you can,
No.
you can open the door for costume?
No.
Up.
I'm going to have to bring out my Steph Curry jersey.
Really? Okay, that would work. But I don't know if you can't cornrow me.
I might just might.
Can you light skin me? I don't know.
Fox ain't got that kind of wardrobe. They got that kind of wardrobe.
Well, gentlemen, let me remind you, Klay's never missed a playoff game.
Wow.
So the Golden State training staff certainly busy bees today trying to get him ready for tonight. Up next, are the Pelicans finally ready to trade Anthony Davis? We're discussing that. And don't forget to check us out on the Fox Sports channel on Sirius XM.